find myself shook. What's good? And I keep doing this. I keep blowing it out. But you know how people blow out cigarette smoke? I find myself, I keep blowing. And I'm thinking, some of y'all people that smoke, y'all probably just need to inhale, exhale. It's probably just that blowing motion. I mean, I know the nicotine is a drug. But if y'all could get off the nicotine and the tobacco, and just blow. Like the Beyonce said, just blow, blow, blow. Anyway, y'all, so I'm shook. Nothing major happened. I mean, I made a delivery. And when I made this delivery, I parked on the side of the apartment building. And it was kind of like a alley type of where you park at, you know? So the apartment building sits on a major street in the front, but on the side where you park at, it's almost like an alley type atmosphere. And so this person, as I was getting ready to pull off, which I don't even know why I didn't pull off right away. Oh, I probably was trying to put my makeup back in the makeup case. I was checking, seeing did we have any other orders. We didn't have any other orders. I don't know. But I sat there for a minute just fiddling around in the car. And all of a sudden I see this person on like the passenger side trying to get my attention. Like this really tall, and I don't want to use the wrong term. Like obviously they were, I don't want to use the wrong term. But they kind of looks a little intimidating. I'm just going to describe this person for you. They were on the thinner side, very tall, like maybe 6'7". They were very tall, male, like biologically they were male, and they had, I don't know, their hair fixed in a way like a girl, kind of. They had on like a bright pink and bright green, like my shirt, beach shirt, where they had cut out the bottom to be fringes. And then they had on like some tights with some shorts that had like hot pink and green ribbons. But in the face, they kind of looked like they had lived a hard life. And they were like, it almost reminded you of like Felicia from Friday, where she's like, what Ice Cube name was? Craig. So she was like, I know you're enjoying the video, but I just want to take time out to say, please make sure you're following me on Instagram at LRaquel100. That's LRaquel100. Okay, you can see what I'm up to. Besides Waitr, I'm losing weight. I'm betting on myself to lose weight. Healthy Wage is going to pay me over $840 in order to lose weight. So I'm doing my yoga poses. I'm doing my keto diet. If you want to jump on this weight loss journey with me and get paid to lose weight, follow me on Instagram and hit the link for Healthy Wage in the description below. All right, here we're going to continue with the story now. I don't know what they prefer to be called so far as their pronoun. Okay, but the person was on the passenger side, and I mean, it was freakishly different. Okay, look, I'm not trying to be politically incorrect, or maybe I am, I don't know. I'm just saying it was freakishly different the way the person appeared. And because they were male and we were in the alley, I was a little bit nervous because they wanted me to roll my window down and they were asking for money. And they were dressed, it was just different. But hey, I love artistic dressing, and I'm pretty sure some of the things I've worn could be stated as weird, okay? So anyhow, I did crack the window a smidget, and you know, I could tell right away what they were asking for was money. I rolled the window down, like, because they were getting my attention, like they were over there like, Felicia, like. And so on the close inspection, I could see that their teeth were like rotten and ate out and black. But I had this inner thing going where I wanted to show love in my heart, the love of God. At the same time, I didn't want to just completely give up common sense and just like, oh, hey, and unlock the, you know. So I did lock the door when they approached. Like I said, this is a tall person, a really tall male. And like I said, I had this inner battle, like, don't treat this person like ew. You know, don't treat that person like that. And then at the same time, I was like, okay, but be smart and be safe. So I rolled the window down a smidget, and they were telling me that they were getting ready. They named an art festival from our area. The name was familiar to me. I think they were trying to gather money to be able to enter the festival. I'm not even sure what the money was for, to be honest with you. I know it had something to do with the art festival and them getting in the art festival. So, and being in a show, an art show. So they had I don't know what pronoun the person, and I forget, their name was something like Kenyatta, but they had added like some more jazz to it, and it was so jazzy that I can't remember the whole name. It was like a long made up name, okay? So I'm just gonna say Kenyatta. That was mixed in the name of the long name. So Kenyatta shows me the artwork. The artwork was essentially made up of a lot of the colors that she was wearing. It was like green and pink and peaches with some coordinating blues. And it was kind of like a lot of abstract artwork. But I thought it was nice, you know. And it was like her it was small. It wasn't like, you know, obviously she was just carrying her book around. So, you know, I said, so basically you just need some money to get into the art show? And she was like, yes. And so I really don't keep cash on me. I don't, you know, and most of my tips come through online, you know, with Waitr. I had $2 in here, and I gave it to Kenyatta. And, you know, she was telling me, you know, that I was an angel, and she knows she talked, you know, don't look at how she looks. Because she looked kind of scary being in the alley, just to be honest with you, because it essentially is a male, a very tall male who looks like they've lived in the face and in the teeth area. They look like, now y'all go, oh, I'm probably be judging my teeth, but they look like they had lived a rough type of life. So I don't know, you know, is she gonna really do that with the artwork? Did she need it for drugs? I hope not. I'm trying not to be judgmental, but then, you know, there's that realistic questions and thoughts that pop in. So I gave it to her, and you know, my son is an artist, and so I really thought about my son, you know. And she was talking about how God had inspired her and how people had been given to her. And, you know, the festival she's talking about, the art festival, is in October. So I do plan on going, and hopefully I will see Kenyatta's artwork in the festival. It's actually called the Kentuck Festival, and it's in October. So I'm hoping that I will see it, and I will let you know. Hey, I hope y'all aren't judging me about that. I'm just telling y'all about it. Because, you know, I think people have these debates in their head, like Christians or people who seek to include everybody and love everybody. They still have these debates in their head, you know. I wrapped my hair. The Alabama humidity strikes again. Yeah, so anywho, when I was growing up, I grew up in the hood. And growing up in the hood, I grew up in the 90s in the hood, right? So that's back when dope dealers stood on the corners. You know what I'm saying? They were very much identifiable by the way they dressed and the way they looked. And I'm sure that people who weren't exposed to that could only think of them one way.
Like my mom, who raised me, my adopted mom, she was born in the country, you know, and to her there was absolutely no excuse for selling drugs or appearing to look like you sold drugs or being in a gang or any of those things. And me, I had friends that did both of those things when I was a teenager, and I had been in their homes in the projects. And not all of them grew up with the same values and morals that she grew up with. You know, with hardworking parents. And I saw how, I'm not excusing the behavior, but I saw how there could be a way that person would feel they need to make money just to have their basic needs met. You know, not even just extravagant things, but just to have their basic needs met when they had to meet their own and they're still essentially children. But I didn't really know how to, I didn't have the verbiage. I'm trying to fix my nails, y'all. Y'all don't even want to know about it. I feel like I should make a beauty channel called Beauty Fails. That's what I think. If y'all only knew the struggle. But anyway, so I will always defend the dope dealers in my area. And I just think about people from other cultures. I mean, my mother who raised me, who adopted me and raised me, she was African American. She still is alive. But so I don't want to say she was. She is alive and she still is African American. 100%. She was 100% African American. She actually was raised, she was born in 1927. My mama who raised me and adopted me was born in 1927. And she was born in Mississippi. And black folks still lived on plantations. Slavery was technically over. And technically black folks were supposed to get paid for their work. But essentially they lived in shacks on the plantation. And they just worked the land and ate off the land and lived in the shack. And they didn't get paid. My mom said every year, you know, the owner of the land would tell my mom's father, Tommy, old Tommy boy, old Tom, you didn't clear nothing again this year, Tom. Sorry.
Okay, so this was probably like a horrible segue because more of the connection is going on in my head than I think I'm communicating to you. But my mom, she was just always really judgmental of people based on how they looked in the neighborhood. So I just don't want to be that way. And then after, you know, viewing my first footage, I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound so judgmental. And, you know, I think it's good to be honest, you know, about these things. And, you know, I do want to include myself to learn and love all types of people. So I hope that's what I leave you with. You guys, and just doing this particular vlog made me think about how interesting growing up my life was, how interesting my mother's life is, as you know, one of the few people left from that era. So if you guys ever want to hear any more about that, just drop me a comment in the comment section. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and God bless.